Welcome for yet another round table TUD's once weekly program, social media, dealing with issues of interests to the people of Dominica and the world. I'm happy to be here doing what seems to be a marathon because Sundays is my days for programming. And I would have done my live feature on my own platform before, and I'm warmed up to deal with Team Unity's Dominicas. Team Unity Dominicas program. Today, Carlos, as you can see, joins me. And hey, Carlos, what happened? Carlos, good afternoon, first of all. Sorry, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Bruno. Good afternoon to the community viewers. I see our sister there, Petra Carbon George, is already tuned in and she's ready for us to go. How are you doing, Alex?
I am fine. I was speaking looking at the camera because you know you're supposed to. You taught me that when you are speaking, you make eye contact with the camera so the people see you looking at them, right?
Yes, yes, you do.
But when I look down at you on the screen, I'm seeing you decked out. And you surprised me. You have a flag, Carlos?
Yes, I am wearing the national flag in my background. Yes, sir.
Carlos, you are a copier, man.
Well, if it's something good, you have to do it too. After all,
Of all my our days doing program, I never see you feature a Dominica flag. And today, my brother have a flag. You have your background change. You have team unity prominent in the middle. No one, Carlos, man. No one, man.
we
So
have to
things
step it up. The representation for the brand Team Unity Dominica.
yes.
You notice the red in Team Unity, the black in the Dominica. You see the other colors of the flag. They're there, you know.
Well, yeah,
They're
team
there.
unity color is the color of the flag for true. But
They're
I
there.
didn't, Carlos, you looking impressive, my boy. You
They're there.
almost looking as good as me there. Almost, almost.
I would have to get a couple more grades to reach your level.
No, well, if you stop dying, that would help. Like somebody I know, well, I don't call him my partner, my copy. Right?
you, you, a partner of yours that hiding the grades. No one. I keep mine there prominently displayed.
Okay, Papa. But growing gray is nice.
Good afternoon to our viewers and our listeners. How are you doing, brother Ricardo?
Carlos, you have flag and you change your backdrop. You have
Yes,
the
sir.
well, Carlos, but you are very impressive, my brother. Trust me, you're moving places. And is that a condenser or whatever? I see you have a mic like a what you call it
Oh yeah.
again? A
Oh,
shield,
oh, the pop stopper.
the pop stopper.
Yes.
So my brother, you want to upstage me, man.
No, 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 no.
But I must always
As
look
a
at huh?
as a future leader in this country, I have to step up my game, don't I?
Yeah, and you're stepping up too rapidly, my friend. I didn't expect all of that today. I don't mind you make the gradual move, but you're moving too fast, Kasa. Can't have you looking better than me. I have to know come with a jacket and tie tomorrow. You gotta do now.
Well, no, but I don't been there, done that, you
All
know.
right. Anyway,
Let's
my
go, my
brother.
brother. Let's go.
Well, thank you for being here with me and for inviting me again. Yes, we are the regulars. We are the faces and voices of the movement, and there are many other people involved. But because of experiences experienced in the past, I decided to make a deliberate decision to get involved to sell this brand. If I had done so prior to now, I think we might have been in a different place today in Dominica. So that is why I come on with you whenever you want me to. I didn't come last week because you didn't ask me to come. You had a really big program with the ladies. I
Oh,
applaud you for that.
the ladies were wonderful last week. And we
Yeah.
could have had more, but I mean, technical difficulties. But
Yeah.
that will be sorted in the future.
So let me big up Dr. Treefy and Chrissy, who did their little thing. And I know there were other ladies who wanted to have been on, but it was just not possible. And there are other ladies who will be on, who are raging to be on, but we are holding them back still. And they will come on. In terms of the interest in our movement, there are more women than men right now. But we are doing well. The brand is developing nicely. And our remit is to continue to build and to file a full slate of candidates for the next general elections. That is unambiguously our plan. It is not ambitious at all. It is what we plan to do, what we intend to do. I mean, we hope that people who have interests in elections and politics will feel the need to probably engage. If you don't want to engage, it's a matter for you. But we are going all out to be a party, a serious contender for office for the next Dominica general elections. And we are preparing. We are putting all machineries in place for that. And by the grace of God, we will have a representative or two or more, hopefully in Parliament, in one way, shape, or form. That's all we're asking Papa God for. If it doesn't happen this time, we'll try again another time. But we are actively pursuing to serve in public office and to have our candidate be part of the governing apparatus for a country. Because some people believe that government is just the majority party. No, government is both the majority and minority. So by that token, the opposition has been part of the government for the past 20 years. Well, not past 20, because the last 2 years they had not been in. But when they were in, they were part of the governing minority. And we would like to be part of the governing majority. If we can't, at least in the minority. So that's our remit, that's our plan. But today, Carlos, we're not talking about that. We are doing some soft politics, so to speak. We're speaking about the fact that we are losing so many young people. And you, as a younger person, Carlos, I would like you to take the lead on that conversation. Maybe you can make reference to the young people that have been taken away from us in recent times. But I want you to go far back as possible in terms of the youth movement and how they have been taken. Because Dr. King, do you know that King, Dr. Martin Luther King, Carlos? Do you know that
Yes,
person?
sir. Yes, sir.
Do you know when he died or what age he died?
I think it wasn't in his 20s,
30s.
but he was very young when he died.
In his 30s. Somewhere between, was it 36 or 39? Somewhere there. That's a youth. Check it out for me. He was a youth. They say you are a youth until 36 or 30 something, 38, somewhere there around. Because Carlos, you are a youth, even if you're not 35, which I don't think you still are. But you are youthful. So Dr. King was your age around there, or a little younger when he died. He certainly was in your age group.
39 years.
39. Well, come on, man. That's what I do. That was a youth. And he was in the movement long before he was killed. So it's not only now our youth have been dying and have been killed and been harassed. And we had Philip Timothy. Wasn't Philip Timothy killed in a protest in Roseau? How
Yes.
old was he, Carlos? Carlos, you should know these things, Carlos. I myself, I put you on the spot. I like to put you on the spot.
Well, I can tell you, I'm not sure how old Philip Timothy was, but I am aware that he was a young person that was part of the struggle and part of the persons who were demonstrating. Right?
Ah, he was one of the most vocal youth pelters at the front pelleting stones. And he got in the crossfire of a bullet that was not intended
For him.
for him.
Mhm.
Reports can show other reasons. I have spoken to enough people in the business, including the deceased Patrick John, to tell you that there are some income. Anyway, let's not go there. But he was a youth and he died. And I can speak about many other youth, many other young people who died tragically, who disappeared. And today it seems to be a recurring thing where we are losing people who probably could have been around before still. We can say that because we do not know what was God's destiny for them. But it's never a good thing when a nation loses so many young people. And Carlos, as a young person, I wanted you to have some time to present the discussion. And of course, I'm here to support. So,
Let's see, Alex. I have paid keen interest in the fact that as of late we have been losing a number of our young persons in whatever shape or form, be it accidents, be it whatever it was. Um, a lot of the little fracas between the youth, well, reportedly, these are things that could be avoided. Um, I cannot blame some of the older persons as well, because your role is to provide guidance and to help the young persons who are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the young people are leaving in when I say leaving, not exiting to go to another country, they are dying for a lot of the times for avoidable circumstances. It shows that they haven't been doing what they were supposed to be doing in guiding the youth. Thank God for now I am here. I've been gone to what all the others say, to a better place. I'm here and I'm trying to do my bit as a young person to try and make our country better in the future, because Dominica is my home. I don't plan to leave Dominica and go to any other country to live, work. I want to enjoy life right here. And I want the other young people, including those who are gone right now, come back home. Let us work on making our country better, and let us see how we can enjoy life in Dominica. When I look at, so for example, some of the bikers, and Alex, I am a biker. I I love riding my bikes. I like in our local terms say couche, which are those the bikes that you lie down on, sport
Mm-hmm.
bikes,
Yeah.
and I like my upright bikes, which are the DRs, and my current bike, which is an upright, which which has some sport in it. But I also keep in mind the safety aspect, which we have to always keep at the forefront of our minds. When we leave home, yes, we go to have fun, but we have a family that we leave back at home that we want to come back to and are waiting for us to get back home, whether it be 5 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever time we return. But and we have parents who don't sleep when they hear that bike move out. And it's not just the bikes, Alex, because these situations occur with persons in sports cars as well. I can remember these two friends of mine. They passed away in tragically in a motor vehicle accident on the very same day that was the school leaving. The older brother was driving, the younger brother and a friend were passengers. I saw that accident live, Alex. Saw that accident live. I was driving into Roseville, and I remember seeing the high tension wires skipping in the air, and when they touch, all there was no electricity for a while.
Wow.
Yeah. So at that time we lost two young productive individuals, and these are just examples. I remember the other accident which occurred um, right next to the Kinfield Airport,
Mm-hmm.
where the guys from Fukule had the accident. I also remember the Penville Five, the guys who had the accident and went down the precipice. All these young, vibrant persons who, who were cut off at the prime of their life. And there are so many more. Thankfully, my one of my bros, he had an accident. So he suffered some loss, but he's continuing to live a very productive life. And I would just like to use this platform here to encourage those who are coming up. Yes, let us enjoy ourselves. Yes, let us travel the Caribbean because out there being a biker and traveling the region with your bike is fun, Alex. Just think of the fun you have as an artist, and you're traveling and people welcoming you, and then think of it as a biker. Normally you're welcomed in your home country, far less so when you travel and they see these Dominicans. Boy, you haven't seen the Dominican bikes. Dominicans have some pretty bikes, man, and those boys handsome, but those boys look good, you know. So you can
Mhm.
imagine the welcome that you get when you travel, and it can translate to the local fronts as well. But we can discuss cultural exchanges and so on in future broadcasts. But I just want to let my people know we need to be more cautious when we live in our life. We need to think not it's not rainbows and thing out there. But we still have to enjoy ourselves, but do it cautiously, not Vikey vibe.
Yeah.
I think that's
Well,
a mouthful.
yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, and you said a lot of stuff there, boy, Carlos. Boy, I'm telling you, man. Every day, Carlos, you're improving, man. Every day. And you said, okay, one of the most important things you said that you live on the island and you have no plans not to live here. In fact, you want people to move back to live, especially the young people. Carlos, that is million. That's golden, and that alone should be an election victory for you. And I should add that you are the only leader of a political movement who resides on island. Well, sorry, who live on island. Because although our honorable prime minister resides in Dominica, you live in Dominica more than he does. And the other party leaders, they live elsewhere and reside elsewhere. So you make a very strong point to me. To me, you are the leading leader politically on Ireland in terms of being with the people, in terms of what a true leader of the people should really, 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 really be. And that statement, I want to give you props for that. The other thing you said about the exchange and the nature of biking and the business that can come out of it, the trade, the travel. And that's one of the things we pledge to do. Again, if I should say so, preempt the manifesto, to export the talent because the bikers are very skilled. There is one of them who was buried yesterday because we had two with that who buried yesterday and the day before, back to back, right?
Yes.
The one yesterday, I can't remember his name, but this guy was like a bird. He really, really no, he was you were calling him Mr. Willie something.
Probably, I'm not sure if Ricardo is on the live still, but probably he can tell us a little
Yeah,
more
Mr.
about it.
Willie. I think he was an expert at wheeling. He would do it standing on the
Are,
set on the
are,
tank.
are you talking of the guy from Bathurst or the one in Marigot?
The one who died coming from breakfast fete under this vehicle
Okay,
driven by
so
somebody who was not.
okay, okay, yeah, right. So that's the guy from Bathurst. The funeral was on Friday, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday, so Friday. Yeah. So they call him Mr. Willie or something. That's what I think they call him. I didn't know the youth, but that man had some skills.
So, but Alex, you didn't see Willie yet.
So,
Eh,
but no, but I know I have seen the bike game. In fact, the bigger boys used to have their speed bikes too. Remember they used to go on the Kenfield strip, on not Kenfield, on the Cassibru Strait
You're
and
talking
race.
about the guy DMC
Of
with
course.
guys like
Oh,
Robbie
no,
Tong.
now
You're
you're
talking
talking
with
my language.
you're talking with guys like the Ed brothers,
That is it.
Emil the Putter, and
I
I
said,
yeah. I used to look up to guys like them. This was one of the reasons why I joined the Nature Island Riders because
so
I like to see the camaraderie
it was
of,
good.
of guys riding together, enjoying themselves on the weekend. I mean, it's lacking a lot right now in Dominica. Eh? It's
I
lacking
blame
a
them a little for that, because they didn't maintain it. They should keep it up and encourage fellas like you and them youth man too that have a lot of wild skill. They should mentor them. And biking could have been a big industry. So I'm not really blaming Fing and them too much, but I think Emil and them dropped the ball on that by not mentoring and maintaining that as an industry. Because boss, this passport alone we have now. Can you
but,
imagine if we had bike as a thing? We had
but
a
you
bike
see,
show, a
but
bike
you
fest.
see, you cannot blame them too much,
Don't you
because
blame them. So don't blame. Okay,
it's
let's not blame
it's
Emil. Who are we gonna blame?
you see, Alex, is you see the thing is it had to continue when you suffer a direct loss.
Oh,
You understand? And when this is Wayne Mooney had the accident and he passed away, I don't think the guys could any other guys could get back on a bike afterwards.
could recover. Okay, okay. I'm
Yes.
sorry. So I take that back.
Yeah.
I
But
remember that. I remember. So probably we need to go beyond these guys, and we should say the system should put safety, should put race tracks in place because we have enough land. We have land to build a whole international airport. So probably we should do something like that and give them guys a proper facility.
Alex and I will tell you, I know who is to blame for that because we used to have a minister of tourism that was in that life. I'm not calling any names. We know who he is. He was a part of that life.
But
He
he
had
is too.
he had bikes, he had cars, he had in boats, in everything. You're part of the life. You know what is needed for them. So whether it is that you have to fight to convince the other people in the cabinet that this is a lucrative business. I mean, look at it internationally. Top Gear,
But
one
you
of
must,
the most widely viewed BBC automotive
event.
magazine,
Mhm.
online video kind of thing. That was right close to our shores in Barbados. They
But
brought yes. You know
but
how much money the
that is
Barbados
a
economy
big
made?
motorbike, motorcycle, cars, and bikes are big money business. You have one a year in Dominica that can turn around a 10 million US dollars easily in Dominica, impacting the local economy. And it's easy to get these guys to come as long as you have the facilities
Voila.
in place, the access, the boats to take the stuff in for tropical shipping easily, give the concessions, that will bring people Guadeloupe all around to Dominica en masse. Have an antique car show in Dominica from a Florida-based company. We're
I
going to if
remember we
so
used
if
to
we
have that, you know. We used to
I
have
know
that
we
in
used to have shows, but it used to be domestic shows. We could have an international show. If you said we had a minister who was a person in bike life and car life, that was what and tourism minister you said we.
tourism. Tourism.
So you're talking about
I had much hope for him.
Robbie Tong, man.
I not call him name. Don't call my partner name.
So yeah, okay, don't call names. If I call the name and it's a correct name, Whistle. Robbie Tong. We don't do name callings on our platform, but Ed thing cousin my cousin Emil Liputa is a cool guy, and Mr. Austria Reginald Austria is a cool guy, and Robbie also as well. So we can call those names. But yeah, with all seriousness, I think more could have been done, and if we had a nice international venue, we could have been able to attract business and all these young people. I understand that they might have been alive still, but they would use their energies to do
Voila.
big stunts and become maybe some big time riders, make $1 million doing their stuff. And
Now,
so,
Alex, let me tell you something. Mr. Liputa was on the correct path. He developed. I'm not sure if you remember that. He developed a trail in Pocassia. You know? I think it was a family land, and there was a trail that people used to go to. And he had the ATVs, he had the side by side cars, and they were doing off roading in those areas. He was on a good path. Now we developed the national trail and we're marketing it internationally. Emil started that business there. That was a good idea. You remember when you used to have those things down in Mero
Yeah,
every
man.
Sunday? I
Yeah.
think Saturdays too. They used to have those jet skis.
Jet skis, yeah. So what happened now? He didn't get help, man, from the government.
Yes, I think he got help from the government,
So why die?
but the
Why?
problem with those things, and like a lot of other things, is the promotion. The promotion.
Yeah, Emil has tried. But honestly, I can must give it to him. He didn't have a limousine at time now.
Yes, he did.
Where is that limo now? He pack it.
It's still there, but I think he sold it to somebody else. Again, wonderful ideas.
He used to go on dates on that. We boy like little
Oh
things.
yeah, man, I remember renting that. Anyway, that's a
You think people used to have anyway? Leave that alone. So what I'm saying is, we have to have the unusual. We have to go beyond the ordinary. Dominica is a land of adventure. Selling our passport is one thing probably that should not be done the way it is being done. But in addition to whatever, we should have all those different recreational, cultural, historic. I heard it talking about changing all the historic signs. Did I see People's Park now is a pavement, has a concrete pavement or something?
yes,
Did I say?
I saw that. And I think is those kind of things, those kind of decisions, they kind of one-sided because there are persons within the system that I am aware of who do not like what is
So
going
why
on.
they're not talking like you and me and Trilogy and those people? Why they're not talking? Because I mean, you know where People's Park is right now, that entire road from down by the whole road network in Dominica generally. But certainly in my recent times, that entire little piece of road from Garaway up towards Fort Young was paved stones,
Cobblestones, yes,
cobblestones.
I
And
remember
there
that.
and there were no
They
holes.
they cover them after.
There were no holes, and they had them to thing that road leading to the whole history.
Pentecostal church.
Yeah,
I'm old enough to remember those things.
and they will last the last remaining set little bits of roads with the cobblestones, no big holes. It's just that it gives a nice little bumpy ride when you're in it for like 2 seconds. They covered these things up, man, with tar, colas, when that could be a tourism attraction. And now the little Pebbles Park, they put in concrete. I mean, I don't mind concrete, is cool. But we are really in a concrete jungle, man. The little green spaces we have, we take out the little grass and put concrete. I mean, and people know these things and seeing those things as part of our heritage. Concrete is cool. But why not maintain certain aspects of our green? What the
But
grass is doing to the body in people's
well,
park?
Alex, there's only one strip of cobblestone left in Dominica. One,
Where is it? Where?
only one.
Where is it?
You remember Mallyway Street?
Yes. Oh, yes. Malleeway Street in that little thing between those two streets. Between the
No,
Kyrate and
no, you are the resident historian on the program right now. Can you
290
tell? Can you tell me what important building resided on that street?
resided on the street.
Yes, what that was erected there.
But I can't
Uh,
remember. I can't remember. Oh, hold on. I can't remember.
You are the resident historian. You're supposed to know those
Well,
things.
I'm not the. They don't give me that title. In fact, when the resident historian was passing on the mandate, I think he passed it to a Kalinago politician.
Oh, okay.
He didn't think about passing it to me, although we had done so much work in the past. But I think he officially said that person is going to be. And I don't think that person lived up to, because the person was not interested in, in it anyway. Anyway, that's politics. So, but yeah, I have done some history. But what building was there again? Why?
That used to be the jail.
No, boy, the jail was not there.
That used to be the jail.
Not
Right.
there. No.
That used to be the jail. And if you want tomorrow, I'll take a picture of the signage that is still up there.
The
To
original jail?
hmm hmm
For the original jail. You sure, boy?
I'm certain of that. Right in the corner there, right next to the Garaway Enterprises.
I know. That was the original jail?
Hmm.
Okay, well, you're right. You're right. But that should be maintained, and that should be a little touristy attraction. That should be a preserve area. But for all you know, that'll be covered soon. The House
Well,
of Guinness, that was the old house. All that was broken down right now. I think there's a controversy over the ownership of it. I mean, too much, man. Now they're talking about lights and balls with swinging balls at nights, and colored. Gosh, man,
glowing balls.
glowing balls, man, glowing swinging balls at night, man. What color is the light now? Red, man. Green. Why would a man want swinging glowing balls at night? Why? In the gardens of all places? We should be improving more greens. We are one of the only countries in the world with such large green space. There's a country in Africa, I think Juba, where there is a major development on one half of the city and a green place on the other side of the city. That's the only other country I know in the world with green as us. They're certainly beyond us. But we in the Caribbean would be the biggest country in the world, the biggest country in the Caribbean, where there is so much greenery protected right in the heart of the city. And you can tell me how you can put a golf ball and golf course and miniature golf and what again? Bowling alley. Bowling. No, man. So I think we are moving away from the heritage, and all of this stuff could be used to promote entertainment for young people. Those people who are wheeling bikes don't want to go and bowl, no, and golf. No, man. They want to do something that is in keeping with what is going to move Dominica, not for you and your family and friends to go and play golf. They want to be part of it. So create a space for recreation, a stunt place or something. And that's why I'm talking about all these little spots and centers as things that probably can be used to develop.
Now, Alex, I can tell you that our Dominican people, we have the talent. We do. Um, a couple years ago, we took one of the largest contingents of bikers, and I think we had we had vehicles as part of the contingent to St. Lucia, and we participated in some of the off-road activities. This guy from Garage, Mr. Rory, he,
Mm-hmm.
his
Go
son
on.
was was part of the club, and he came with his son, and he came with his Jeep Wrangler. Is it unlimited? But anyway, and there was this other guy from Layu. They call him Levy PC, and his other friend Joel. It's Dominican British. He used to be in England, but he's back home, built his home, and is back in Dominica. They came. They brought some side by side cars, and we took part in the four-wheel drive competition. Now, Alex, there was Guadeloupe, I think there was Martinique and St. Martin in that competition. On that day, when we took part, we broke the course record. Len broke the course record with the Jeep. You understand? Levy PC got number one in his category as well. We don't have many resources available to us, but with the limited that we have,
We have the talent, man.
we make it work.
But look at that now. We just buried Bram Sanderson too, and that man was a top biker, He's another youth we should mention. He was just buried maybe last week, 2 days ago,
Yes, a couple days
So
ago, Bram was buried.
so we have the talent. We just have to allow the youths to use their talents to make money. Look at this. I spoke about her in my program, Coco Goff. 19. She's now US Open champion. Some people didn't think she was ready. She didn't think she was going to do it. This girl, she win. If you give our young people a chance in Dominica, they can do it. Look at this young lady. What's her name? Tia Lafont, making waves for us with no input generally from Dominica, no facility
None.
to jump. Should be happy to come and spend a weekend in Dominica jumping to inspire other people to jump. We don't have nothing. I know Jerome Romain from Portsmouth was a triple jumper too, and Mr. was massively popular. Mr. Go Olympics, nothing. We had a little makeshift jumping thing for him in Windsor Park. What is it going to take? I mean, we have a government in office for 20 plus years, led by a youthful, dimpled prime minister who cannot think and see that the young people need something. So after 2 decades of you in office non-stop, where is the swimming pool? Where is the attraction sites for the young people? Where is the racetrack? Nothing. And yet you want to call on young people to say support you. And maybe they will, because I don't know if you find a way to get them to support you. But this is the problem. Herein lies the problem, and people like that need to be challenged. And we hope that supporters are not going to think it's unfair challenges. We are not saying that they have not done anything, but what have you done for the youth lately? The youth that are dying, probably they have a lot of energies, they want to vent. That's why they like CO so much, maybe, because they see their life as being wasted, and they maybe think to live the life while they can live the life. There's probably an explanation for that. Probably we can ask Dr. Trifi to help us.
Well, you see, Alex, when we travel, we see how things are done in other countries, and we come back Dominica, and we come back to Dominica, and we accept mediocrity, and we even celebrate those mediocrities when we know that we can do better or we deserve better. Our young people, we know how to do things. Lebe Pise, I've seen him take scraps and turn it into a masterpiece. A man who a normal person in Dominica will not. When I say a normal person, I mean persons in the system will not look, will give a second thought. He's in another country speaking to young people and inspiring them to do better.
Boy, I don't think we're doing fair to our youth. Carlos, what I saw the other day on TV in St. Vincent, a 35-year-old youth bending steel on a big project, a huge project being done by outsiders in St. Vincent, and the main steel bender is a local. Not in Dominica where the Chinese doing all the work and they doing all the steel. This man is a 35-year-old man that did a project in St. Vincent. He's the number one steel bender. They have him supervising over 40 people. And they said on the records to the Prime Minister of St. Vincent, they're taking him with them when they go in to do international work. Tell us why that cannot be a Dominican, why that cannot happen for us in Dominica, for the young people in Dominica.
To a certain extent, that specific situation you speak of, I know of a situation which it happens in Dominica. However, as we on that, I am aware of talented machine operators in Dominica. While we are spending the biggest amount of money on the largest infrastructure project that Dominica will ever see for the foreseeable future, at least in our lifetimes. Those guys have to leave Dominica and look for jobs elsewhere.
Carlos, are we really building the biggest infrastructural project? Is that project
But
really
that is what is being said. So
is that project really on, my brother? It might be us to build that project, You never know, Is that project really happening, by Carlos, boy? Because I'm not feeling it. There's no impact. Well, there's impact, but not the kind of impact you expect at this stage of the game.
There may be impact, but impact for who?
At this stage of the game, man, the average person in Wesley should be flowing. And I have family there. I have
They
family there, and I not
they
feel it.
hired a couple truck driver again. I've been from a young person standpoint. I know a lot of the young people in the construction industry, in trucking, excavation, and so on. And I can tell you that they're just looking at this thing as a joke.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a joke, but boy, it's not reaching. I should have felt it already. My brother, I have family there. Wesley is the neighboring village from Woodford Hill, my other village. I am not hearing from my people that this thing is doing anything much to excite them economically. So, is it really the biggest economic thing that we will ever see? I don't know, man. I don't know, my brother. When we used to build a house in Calibishi Woodford Hill, was everybody happy because people can mix sand, they making money because house building. The constructor might give us a little job to go and carry bucket, little thing. Now a whole international airport building.
And many of the big paying jobs are foreign
Well, I guess
done.
that's why we're not feeling it then. So the money is there. The impact is there, but not we're not feeling it.
We're only allowed to drive the trucks, which
At
are owned
maybe
by somebody else.
at $50 an hour.
Whatever it is they pay for the hour, or what, but it's less than the regular pay. And they made a big show out of hiring the locals, but if you have people on that side, they'll be able to tell you that the trucks that are carrying doing the major haulage are not local. When that
Still,
airport was about to start, guys used to call me from around the world, friends of mine. There was I wouldn't call names, but the prominent persons who, boy, Carlos, but that airport, if the man doing that airport for true, you know, I want to buy a truck. What kind of truck you think I should buy? I said, boy, wait for you to see what happening, before you invest your money into something and it stay there and watch you, because you would buy a truck and next thing it doesn't have airport project for you. Two, you don't get work for the truck. And it's a good thing that I gave that advice, because look at what happening now. Guys with trucks right now not getting work.
and young guys with
Not,
family, they to feed. So it look as if is who dances the song that gets fed. And
and even who dances the song still not getting fed.
so what's going to happen to our youth, Carlos? What's going to happen to our people? Tell me. Answer the
Well,
question.
well, our youth need to come together, and we need to realize that it's time to do something different. Time to do something different. Time to be led by persons who actually care for your success, and not persons who started you full. Because I look at the current prime minister, and I look at how he started, and I remember the deceased Rosie Douglas. I was not in his company very often, but I remember when Mappin used to have this program Enterprise 2000.
Of course.
I was one of the young people who used to be on that program as a regular guest in my black and green Clifton Jupiter Community College. I used to be there, and I remember when Rosie Douglas became prime minister, I engaged him in some conversation. And I think if we had stayed on the plans that he had, we would have been a lot further off. I also remember when our current prime minister came into office, And I think if he had stayed true to his words then, we would have been a lot better off.
So what happened, man? Well, what do you think happened to him?
It
And
comes back to what I'm saying is happening to our young people. Our young people are not getting the guidance that we need to do things properly. Yes, we have youthful energy. Yes, we know how to do certain things differently, but we also need to be guided by the experience of others.
well,
I have youthful energy, but I cannot do this thing we call politics without the guidance of someone who has more knowledge and experience than me.
well, I happy you opened the door, and I gonna jump in here because I am the. I think I don't know if you have other people that speaking to you, but I know you speak to me 100 times a day, every day. So I would want to claim I want to claim the role that you just explained, that I am one of those who help to guide you. So now, Carlos, with that being the case, can you put on record, based on what we have done, where you are now as opposed to where you started, and whether you think you are being led on the right trajectory? And that is as political as it gets.
Well, before I even got into this position that I am in right now, I let's put it I'm a novice when it comes to those things. I have the youthful energy. I know because I look at what's going on in Dominica, and I said I cannot continue wanting to live in Dominica. I don't want to leave Dominica, which is what if you ask any young person going up from primary school going up, what do they want to do when they grow up? And all they will tell you is they're waiting for them to get the money for them to leave you because there's no motivation to stay. But
Yeah.
let me get back on point. I'm happy that I reached out to you and that you know guiding me in the direction that I should be looking at politically. A lot of the things that I come to you with, you say, okay, Carlos, that's a good idea. But for it to have the proper effect, this is how you should do it. You see? And now that kind of feedback is what I think is sorely lacking for a lot of our young people. I mean, we had some mentorship programs in Dominica, but I think the mentorship programs that we're talking about, they're more mentorship in name and not actually action. Because how many of these young businesses are there are actually getting guidance from the Sukis and the Macmillans and the Nassif and the Astafans? Because we, the people who are there now will pass on. Life has to continue. The circle of life continues. You need things to grow for Dominica to get somewhere. So we have to pass on the knowledge to persons coming up so that they can get better and that the country can improve.
But not just that. I think sometimes those people want to pass on, but I don't think they get the right patronage. One. And two, there are some people who are quicker to go to catch young people. When a young people say something and they see something, they catch them and neutralize them. Catch and kill. Catch them, neutralize them, or put them to do it for their party, make them deputy speaker of the house, or whatever it is they make them. So they put them in a position, and that's where they're going to be. And I had a little message for the youth on my page where I said, look,
So,
man,
so you, see,
do
you
like
say
I
you,
did.
you box in the youth.
Yeah, man, that's what they do. They see the youths that look like they're flying, they catch them, they clip their wings, and they say, hey, and they keep them excited until they're not youth anymore. And then they have no choice but to fall in the same old system and become a youth that is not there for the youth. like this youthful prime minister we once had, I think he quickly learned that, hey, that's how you play the game. You with the dogs, now let's roll with the dogs, the big dogs. So he, I guess, must have forgotten somewhere that he was a youth, because there is nothing in terms of policy that we can see in the past 20 years that had been done that promote any youth in any major way. And that is a criticism that has to land well on his case. So that is what the system does. And the youth now, who I see speaking, I seen people quickly grabbing them, and the youth message look good on them, but it is short-lived because, as I said, those same people had youth organizations as part of the movement, and those organizations died under the movement. Why now must you go to another youth who seems to be talking when your movement youth left you? So you should find a reason why you, or you should have never lost your movement. And I went back to my time when I was a youth, and I was made a YFM, mostly all Dominican youth for YFM, or DL or LYO, but more YFM in the 1980s. Before I could vote, I was a YFM.
I think
I
my,
didn't
my,
know.
my auntie, Dr. Triffy, was one as well, you
I
know.
didn't know
I
what that.
remember.
I didn't know
remember.
what that really was, but I know there's a movement for youth that they say we have to be involved as as youth, political youth,
Mhm.
and that benefited some people a lot. It has some people in power up until today, because they use our energies. 1980s, why Carlos boy, 84, 85. The youth were the ones who carried the change and the sway and the political strength in Dominica. So they know what the youth can do if the youth get organized. And they grab the youth as soon as they hear youth talk. And they neutralize them, or they tell them, boy, you are blue or you are red. Youth shouldn't be given color. The youth can have color. Youth will eventually run if they want to run. But don't take them and make the message a color message, man, a protest message, or this message. The youth have to have their voice. And then you say, okay, youth, your voice, here's my message. What is yours? And the youth must see, well, if your message coincides with theirs, your plan, your strategy to implement their message, they should ramp with you. But if you don't have a strategy and a plan, what you embracing the youth message for and saying, come and do that and join my protest and join this Wednesday walk for now? Is that really what is the end game? What's the plan? What's the objective? No, it's fine to walk, it's a healthy thing to walk, and I promote people to use their democratic freedom and franchise to do things. But what is the message? What is the plan? What is, and probably there's a big plan, but I just don't know what it is. So youth who are fresh and who have energies must be very wary who they allow to frame them, because they are framing them for the benefit, not for the youth benefit. That's to me how I see it. And coming from my experience as a youth who spent 30 years in the dungeons with no help, zero help from the system, Carlos, not one bit of help, not a dollar scholarship money. Well, I think workers, when they were there, they gave me a little help to go do broadcasting. But outside of that, nothing. So
Well,
they keep.
I was not part of the graduate, one graduate for every home initiative. Eh?
Oh, that was for the people, man. The every people in the every home, man. That's not for
Yeah.
everybody, man. Mad, man.
Yeah. Some homes get all, and some homes get none.
That is a gimmick, man. That every home thing is a gimmick, my brother. That's just a phantom. But that is the nature of politics, and here we are today. So our focus was on youth. Our focus is on empowering the youth, and I think if the youth were more productively engaged, a lot of the CEO mentality, the bling, now the nasty business and everything as I go with it, which is not bad. Nasty business is okay, but a lot of the deviant behavior.
Hold on, Alex. Nasty business don't start now, you know.
No, I say
We just brand it. We just brand it right now with our 2023 version.
but I say it's okay. You know, I say it's okay then.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
I come back right back and say it's okay, no bad now. I
Okay,
know,
just making sure.
I know where I'm going, you know. What I'm saying is, if the youth are given an opportunity for self-expressions, I think it will cut back on a lot of the things, the youth violence, the youth crime, and the youth death, all of that too. So I'm not blaming the government or anybody for that, but I think we should find ways to engage the youth too, and that will heal a lot of the problems we have in the society. And as a team, in government, opposition or majority, we will try our best to do more for the youth than has ever been done.
Alex, there is no way that I can sit in a cabinet like a brethren of mine has done and not want to see those things that our young people want to see happen in the country not get done. There's no way that I would stand for that. Just like I know there are people within our circle that there is no way they would stand for some sort of malfeasance being done to Dominica and they're sitting in that in that group. There's no way that I'll oh, I'm not saying that I know of anything being done, but there are hints of things that we're seeing being done incorrectly and we know that we can do things differently.
Why I think things have been done wrong, but until you are sure, never say that. Oh, never say for sure what you do not know for sure. And yes, people are crying and saying this and that. And I said earlier too, because evidence is serious. You cannot claim you have evidence and you don't have evidence because you will look foolish. Because there are people who are skilled in concealing stuff and putting on phantoms or proxies, putting proxies in place to represent things or represent them. So be careful when you are accusing someone because people in high places know how to hide. And it may look bad, it may look wrong, it may smell bad, but you have to be very careful to conclusively say that it is what you think it is.
Interesting, Alex.
Mm.
The person um, who boasted that about doing wrongdoing was someone who was part of the previous majority opposition, and that person happened to be the opposition leader at the time. I think no, he was a minister when they were in office. I'm old enough to remember that statement. I can cover my tracks.
Oh yeah, man. That was just a truthful statement, but it didn't work well for his politics. I don't think he ever recovered from that. I don't think he ever recovered from that. This was an ill-advised statement. I don't think any politician who understands politics will make that statement.
I, like really? That's what you say?
I don't think any. One says it's not your damn business where my party getting money. That is crude, but it is better to say than I can cover my tracks. But the point I'm making is Carlos politics, man, is a science. And if you're going to play the game, you have to play the game right. If you not play the game right, chances are you might not do well. And so far, one team has done well and another team has not done very well. And yeah, the problem is more on one team side than the other, but not the other team is not clean, is not totally absolved from the mess. Because if people, at the end of the day, these people like Carlos, if people really feel that I don't want that and I want something else, but the something else is not in keeping it what the people want, the people will keep what they have. So that is my only hope that people had not seen the right kind of alternative to change this. And hopefully they will see it. Hopefully. And if they see and they don't, well, we can have another question. But I really think Dominicans need a proper option, away and apart from those failed party situations. And I think if and when Dominicans see that, and I really pray God that they see it in us and those friends who will be part of what we're doing, I think Dominicans will say, okay, enough is enough. But until such time, I think we can't just blame one side, man. We have to blame both sides. We need a clean. Anyway, let me just to say what I was going to say because
Leave that. Leave that alone.
that was his time, man. It's 4 o'clock, man. I have to go see a friend of mine who belongs to another party. He's here in Florida, and we have a meeting to talk about he helping me and us.
Oh, that's good.
TUD. And let's
That's
say he's
good.
from another party, eh? But
That's good. That's good. That's good. Keep the vibes flowing. And before I leave, I just want to say thanks to our viewers who came in, and those who came and go, and even those who will play this program after today, and
any
they'll remember that we said that we will do what the youth want. Because you remember, a lot of people keep saying that the youth are the future of tomorrow. We know we're not the future of tomorrow, because when you stop being able to care for yourself, it's the same youth that have to come back and help you. We are the future of today. We are current.
Right. That's why I say the youth is the future is now. So let's give the youth the strength, man. They have the strength. Let's open the way for the youth, man. Some of us just sit down there like dead logs in the way. And every youth we're calling them, and while we destroy our youth movement, we want to go and say you want youth to go on. I mean, that's an oxymoron. You had a youth movement, as I told Bosso earlier, the Freedom Party had the biggest thriving youth movement in the 80s. Where is it? So when you answer that question, we can talk about how we take the Freedom Party from where it is now to where it needs to go. Again, I'm not challenging Bosso. I'm just telling Bosso it's time for inflection, introspection, reflection, whatever you want to do, and let's do it. I can help you also. But Bosso didn't need my help. You want to tell Bosso, Carlos?
No.
All right.
Tell Bosso, join us.
Bosso, I
That's
take
what
that
I
back.
will say. Bosso, join us.
Bosso, I take that
Let
back.
us work together to fix Dominica. All
Bosso.
right.
But I don't think Bosso will do that. But Bosso dying if his book's only double six way. Bosso dying if that in his hand.
Double blank dead in his hand.
No, why double six? And six
Double
pass him.
six.
How many six pass him 3 times?
Okay.
And the boy holding that. Anyway, Bosso can take that in stride. He's a good man. He's a good man. I think he's the main. I think he's the only original freedomite remaining. Bosso. Is there another well, and it's until I still an original freedomite. Yeah. Okay. So Carlos, boy, we have to go, man. It's an hour, man. Time passed. Time gone.
Thank you for joining me, and guys, thank you for tuning into another TBNT program. Alex hosting, and I myself give my comments on a youthful perspective. Yes, I focus a bit on the motorsports, because that is something that our youth are very interested in. We're interested in bikes, we're interested in cars, we're interested in jet skis, we're interested in boats, and not the pleasure crafts that they give in duty free.
But I was going to say we have pleasure crafts duty free, so that's good for you, right?
No, that's not good for us, because
Higher pay grade than yours.
yes, because the jet skis, you have to pay duty on it as soon as it touch land. On
Ah.
water using it, but as soon as it touch land, you have to pay duty on it.
So you touch land, pay duty, go back on the water. They should have no pay. There should be no duty on it. They should keep it on the water.
Voila. The ATVs, the duty is the same as a vehicle, because it has 4 wheels.
Oh, we need to fix those things, man. When we are blessed enough to get a youthful minister of tourism, I think they will push those things for us.
When we are blessed enough to get a youthful government of a team unity party, those things will happen. Or maybe they will listen to our program and they'll run and try and do it, but they'll not do it properly, because they're not young people and they don't know how to do what we want.
Okay, Mr. Carlos. You sound like Rosie there, boy. You're learning, my brother. I'm proud of you, man. Keep going. I'm looking forward to see you in the house, and maybe sitting around the round table in the cabinet sometime in the future. Why not? You have a lot of life and age to go, years to go. Some people might be just on there borrowing a few maybe months or years. I don't know. Anybody can go at any time, but based on biology and reason, you have decades that you can spend in politics, and you will be one of the major players in Dominica's politics, my brother. Just keep it up, and the sky is the limit.
Thank you, sir.
Have a wonderful Sunday. Don't smoke too much. I mean, sorry, don't eat too much.
He tried. We smoke tires, my brother, tires.
That's what I meant.
Okay, okay, okay. All right.
Take it easy,
And
man.
like you said in one of the movies that we love to watch, burn the rubber, not your soul.
What? That movie that now I really not tell you forget, man. When you rub on your soul. But that's some good, eh? Okay, Mr. Youth. Take care and stop dying your barb.
No, yeah, man.
It was a good program. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy presenting it on our behalf. Until then, guys, take care and we'll see you next week Sunday for another Unity Roundtable.